Hi, my name is Shannon Costello, and I will be discussing the impacts of search trends. In my video lecture, I'm going to be describing the purpose of search trends and how people can interact with them, as well as how I created this website to display it. To begin, the first page discusses the purpose of analyzing search trends being the ability to predict behavior and reveal intentions of individuals in a given region. We can use this innovation to see which search interests are trending, which can be beneficial for various areas such as sales, epidemics, employment, elections, and much more, which I will go into further detail about later. Here is just an image with a graph showing an example of search trends. I also included a video of a representative from Google who discusses what search trends are and details about how they can be used. I found the video on YouTube, and because I thought it was so helpful to understand this innovation better, I wanted to include it on my website. As you can see here, this is where I found the video initially on YouTube. I then scrolled down to embed and simply copy and pasted this code into my HTML coding for my purpose page, which you can see right here. I then added a sentence above it describing what the video is about, so users on my website will know before watching the entire video. Next, I discussed the impacts of search trends, and one benefit being the use of this innovation in the medical world. Researchers were actually able to predict flu outbreaks based on what people were searching for online, and this can be used to improve hospital and medicine availability and efficiency due to the fact that employees will have an idea of how many people they will be treating before they actually do. I also included a map provided by Google Trends displaying different regions in which flu activity is high or low based on search activity. As you can see here, the dark orange, a lot of US and Alaska, and the minimal flu outbreaks are down here in green. To continue, I also discussed the impact search trends have on the economy as it allows suppliers to efficiently provide for consumers. Search trend data provides information about specific purchase intents, which can help businesses determine what time they should prioritize sales and advertising. Again, I give another example of the impact search trends have had in the medical world, and I provide a video I created about a student who discusses her opinion on the use of this innovation. I created this video using my iPhone, which I uploaded to iMovie, and after a bit of editing, I uploaded it to YouTube. Again, I was able to easily embed the code that YouTube gives me like I showed you earlier. So recent studies have shown that Google search trends can be used to predict behavior because they reveal people's intentions. What impact do you think this could have on certain industries?
I think it could be helpful just because if companies know what people are searching, they can advertise and market better just to what people are looking for. And also, I think that they can find their target market, like whoever's searching their company the most, and they'll be able to see like um, who their brand is reaching to the best.
As you may have noticed from this caption right here, this was actually a student from the University of Rhode Island. And above, I also included information from a survey I conducted here at school. I used Google Forms to create a survey I then posted on Sakai and had my classmates take. They answered simple questions regarding their use of search trends and their opinion on the impact they have had on society. Here are some results to a question. On a scale of 1 to 5, how much impact do you think Google search trends has had on society in general? I had 40% say an impact of 4, and 35% say an impact of 5. So it's clear that the students did think that search trends have a good impact on society. On the next page discusses how a user may interact with this innovation. So a user enters a search term or topic into the query box and filters it based on specific region, time frame, categories, or certain engines such as videos, news, or shopping searches. The results are then displayed in two kinds of graphs, which I displayed here. This one is interest over time, and this one's regional interest. One of the big ideas incorporated into my innovation is very obviously the internet. Google Trends utilizes the internet and the millions of users it provides to collect its data, which makes it very reliable. The data is honest, uninfluenced, not skewed, and very diverse. Finally, I describe a little bit more about how the innovation consumes and produces data. Data is collected, categorized, connected to a topic, and filtered if necessary. Data that is excluded includes searches made by a very small amount of users, duplicate searches, which means the same searches from the same person more than once over a short period of time, and things like that. Again, the data may then produce charts to display the data to give users the ability to analyze and compare different search interests. The last prompt then asks about privacy concerns regarding search trends. I provide an example regarding the data I mentioned earlier about flu activity. Although Google publicly states that all the data used is anonymous and retains no identity information, IP addresses, or physical user locations, privacy groups are concerned that if Google wanted to see who exactly was the cause of a dangerous outbreak, for example, they would be able to use the tools to see who it came from. Here I have a list of references that I used to make my website. Number 6 was actually one of the most helpful sources for me, as it is the Google Trends Help Center and answered any questions I had about how they work, where the data comes from, etc. After collecting all the information I needed, I then had to put it all into a website, which is where I used coding. As you can see here, I used HTML and CSS styling on the cPanel file manager to make this website. You can see in the CSS style page all the ways to make a page look unique, whether it's by font sizing or styling, or a background color for different pages. It also allowed me to add a footer, which you saw on the bottom of every page, and to make buttons to make it easy to navigate throughout my website. Styling also allowed me to add padding and margins around images I embedded, which made the images look a lot cleaner. Going back, you may have noticed that on the top of each page I have a banner, which includes my name, an image, and the topic of my innovation. I simply created this banner using an application called Pixlr, which you can see here. So I already uploaded an image. You can just take one off the internet or from an image saved on your computer, and you have the freedom and a lot of tools to add whatever you want. So for example, if I wanted to add text, I can do that. You can change the color of the text. You can change the size of the text. And you can move it around. This is a little big for the image I'm displaying. And you can see over here we have different layers. So I was able to add a bunch of cool stuff to make the banner my own. I'm going to go back. So here it is again. So overall, coding, Pixlr, and all of the resources that I found online and in textbooks helped me create my website.